Hey everyone, so welcome to my second series, and this is for your Me Day, and that is what I'm calling my network. It's the Me Day, so Dayme is my line, but think of it as your day to personalize, to internalize, to take care of yourself. Now, let's start on that subject, but first let me introduce this amazing entrepreneur, Marcus. And I gotta tell you, he has a line called YoungXPrize, but the reason I fell in love with his brand is because this was someone that, had the regular 9 to 5, and he got it in his mind that he's gonna change his life right then and there. And he had a vision, he set a path, and now he's my neighbor. We're literally in the Topanga Village together, and that comes to show you a hustle with a definitive plan. It's not just a dream, it's reality. Why don't you take over?
100%.
And then we'll talk about how he takes care of his gorgeous looks, of course.
Just to piggyback on what she was saying, the brand is called YoungXPrize, and what that means is no matter what you're doing or pursuing, you're a prize, you bring something to the table. And it's elephant season, as you can see on my chest here. It's the chosen animal, but then I have other animals that come to the forefront in later seasons. So the animals switch out, and once one season is over, you won't see that animal again until it comes back around.
So yeah, and don't get fooled by the name. YoungXPrize is ageless, okay? It's about people that are young at heart. You are someone who's alive, takes life into your own hands. You're the young prize. That's who we aspire to be like. And what do you find as being an entrepreneur? Both keeping yourself together in shape and then running a business, because let's face it all starts and ends with you.
Yeah.
Nothing happens if we're not present. Even if you hire people, it's not the same.
It's definitely it's just a different level. But I'm sorry, what was the question?
The question is, how do you feel as an entrepreneur now? How do you balance taking care of yourself and also showing up, being there on time and being present? Because sometimes we're not mentally present.
Yeah.
We are thinking about all of these other things we have to take care of, but yet you have to be present for your customers. You have to look good, and so talk about that.
Yeah, so most definitely, it's definitely a challenge across the board. You're taking care of yourself. You want to be presentable. You want to be there. You want to show up on time. You want to be there for your brand. You want to be there for your customers and the people that have come to love what you've created. And like I said, it's definitely a challenge day in and day out. I've been in this location since October of 2022. We're going into July of 2023 right now. It's been a great experience thus far. Definitely taught me a lot, showed me a lot, exposed me to things that I probably never would have seen if I had stuck to the original path, in which I was kind of doing like a out of my trunk type of situation and doing small business pop-ups. Those are still great, to expand your brand and get yourself in different areas. But having a location here, it definitely changed the game for me and opened my eyes to something new. And like I said in the beginning, it's a challenge. It's
so
not
he's
easy.
gonna hold it off here, but first I want him to talk about how we met.
Yeah.
So we can also talk about the line, my Dayme skincare. But he's gonna tell you how we met, and then I'm gonna segue into another talk about your business once again.
Okay.
So what products have you gotten from me? And tell me the experience when you first came.
So with Dayme Cosmetics, it's definitely a unique situation she has here. If you look, you see we have this wonderful mobile
Airstream.
That's the word we're going to use for it, Airstream?
Yes.
I was trying to find the right word for it.
It's my beauty mobile boutique, though.
I mean, it's such an amazing idea and concept. You think about it, you can go anywhere with this. You can do the small business pop-ups. You can come to a location like this. You don't necessarily have to inhabit like an inline or like an actual shop where, you got to deal with like crazy overhead. Instead, it's the investment is right here. So that was a unique part about it that stuck out to me. And then the branding, everything about it, from the color patterns she chose, to it being cruelty-free, to it being vegan, all the things that people look for in their products these days. And then to top it off, everything's made on site to your liking. I know I've gotten a few essential oils from her where it's like, okay, you might go to somewhere else to get essential oils, and whatever that scent is right there in that moment, you're stuck with it. It's here, you buy, you like it, you move on. With her, it's like, okay, you tried, maybe I need a little bit more vanilla to it. Let's add a little bit more vanilla. Let's add a little bit more cinnamon to it. Okay, that's the right one right there, because she's doing it right on the spot and she's making it to your liking.
Personalized, customized. And tell him about the beard cream and your moisturizer. He has the full line.
The full setup. I'm not.
Really quick, but what
Yeah.
I'm going to say is that I love that men are taking care of themselves. And it doesn't matter if you're young, you want to start now, especially, don't you think now more than ever, everyone starts off younger, just trying to change their life and become an entrepreneur, running things, and it takes a lot out of you.
Most
And
definitely.
if you don't take care of yourself,
Yeah.
you start to look run down.
Exactly.
I mean, you have a regimen.
Yeah.
What's your regimen?
Yeah, there's definitely the habits you do now, as far as skincare, that's going to make a difference in the future for you. But initially, I was one of those people that were like not big on skincare because it just, in a sense, naturally came to me. But then, of course, you get a little older, some things start to change. Got introduced to Dayme's products, from the facial cream, the face scrubs, the face wash. I even use this product for my hair every single day. Everything is like my whole face, everything. Every single day I've developed a routine, morning and night. It used to be different. I'll be in the shower, dry my face with a towel, and then move on. But now it's like a whole process and routine for me. And I'm so happy that, I made this switch to doing just, anything using soap and water, to now we have like specialty products,
And
made
everything was personalized. Like his scrub, literally, it's my aloe vera base with apple and orchid stem cells, and then my apricot seeds. But I mixed it to the perfect consistency, so that way it's not too abrasive for his skin, because he has sensitive skin. With the creams, the hyperpigmentation creams and the oils, the way I blend it together to get his perfect formula. And like he said, the essential oils, I gotta tell you, this man, he's just, everyone that sees him just falls in love. I have ladies that I know they're trying to befriend me because he's my neighbor, and they think I can pull some strings. It's like, ladies, I stay out of all of that. He has a lot of fans.
You're far too kind. You're far too kind.
He's
I
smiling
appreciate it.
because he has a lot of fans, let's just say.
You definitely meet a lot of great people here in the village, that's for sure.
Even when he's rugged, you see, guys, right now, as great as he looks, this is rugged for him. I have another video where he's got the beard like completely trimmed and lined, and his hair, everything. I mean, like,
Yeah.
just on point. And so, let's talk about life in general. Like right now, what do you aspire to do? If somebody's listening out there, like, what is your vision? What would you like to do in the next year or two? Yourself, your business, dating, everything. Like,
I mean, definitely from a business side standpoint, I would definitely want to continue to expand. I mean, this is my first location I've ever opened. I was mainly doing things online, like I said, selling out my trunk, or when I was working in the restaurant industry, I would literally, keep some stuff in the lockers, and I'd meet some people, have a conversation, one thing leads to another. I'm making a sale right there on the spot. But moving forward, I would love to create a much stronger online presence, where people can get my products online, and then expand from there and have different locations, not just in the Westfield Village here in Woodland Hills, but expand throughout the whole entire city of LA, and then go from state to state. So it's definitely in the building blocks. I'm in the early stages of those building blocks, but like the long-term goal is definitely to expand across the city of LA, and then make my way across the US.
oh, and I have to say also, with his clothing, he pays extra special edition now. I am still a designer, but when it comes to stitching, I could tell, like the double stitching, the threads that he uses, the thickness of the threads. Sometimes he'll use a Lorex thread. The cottons, I think, is this like a triple?
It's like it's a French terry cotton. Yeah.
There you go. It's a French terry cotton, and it's breathable, even though it's thick and nice and durable. You can still breathe, like your skin feels wonderful in it. The appliques, he did not chintz out when it comes to the actual thickness of the appliques, the vibrancy of the colors. They are ultra vibrant, and the little details like the shading in the little nail heads here, and the gradation in the wood, the gradation is beautiful. Everything. I mean, it's just like the little tassels,
Yeah, thank you.
his shorts, and it's not like any other brand. And
Yeah.
starting off a clothing brand, it's really hard because there's so much competition. But I think when you thought out of the box and you created this from, whether it was a dream or just where did it derive from?
So it's for me with clothing brands. I know, like you were saying, there's so much competition. There's so many other clothing brands out here, but I think it's all in your story and what you're telling. What are you selling to
So
your
how
customers?
did you come up with those animals?
So I always give major credit to some of my favorite inspirations as far as other clothing brands. Ralph Lauren. You can kind of see if you look through my the items that I have. You can see the inspiration there, and Louis Vuitton. Those are like my. Well, I got shorts on right now.
Right here.
Okay, let's give a
Talk,
whole.
let's
give a
talk
whole look.
about it.
Got the shorts, the logo, the Stitch logo, 2 inches tall. The elephant there, that's the main animal as you see here. Then I have.
Beautiful.
So you always got something on the front and back. I like that, but I also love simplicity. Simplicity is
In
where
your
it's
pocket,
at.
I love the way you have it. It's quilted. It's very nice.
Yeah, quality is everything. But like I was saying, tags. So I don't do paper tags. I have.
You see, he understands why, because there's nothing more annoying than a paper tag. They scratch, they itch,
and they might stick out on the back. Someone might come behind you and fix it.
No, and then if you cut it, you can damage the garment.
Yeah.
So all of these factors.
And then also I put a QR code back there as well. So if you buy one of my pieces and you want to see where you get more of it from, you can literally scan the QR code that's in the back of the shirt.
And best of all, they're all collective items. You literally every piece that you have, they're only available for a certain period of time. Once those sold out, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to go shop the flea markets or something. I don't know. You're gonna have to do something to get it right.
Right.
So,
But yeah, no, just to bring it back though, just to anybody inspiring to make a clothing brand, it's, like I said, it's all about the name, your logo. Those are very, and the story that you're telling. My story is telling the story of me and my friends. So when I came up with this, I was in college. I was in a dormitory. I had 3 or 4 of my best friends. We always hung out together, and that's how I kind of put the whole thing together. Where it started off with me with the elephant, but then there's other animals on here that represent different people that are in different places right now in life. So. The story was the key part, and there's something for everybody at the end of the day, and that's what I aim for. That's what my goal was, from the start and moving forward.
So this is the perfect segue to this. All right, because he's on the scene and he knows about the dating world out there. By the way, I get so many interesting people that are looking for love, that haven't found love, whether it's a man or a woman, and there's some complaints out there. Let's get into it. Let's talk about just what do you think is what's going on in the dating world out there? Like, you find as a young man, like, what do you?
As far as what the dating scene is, there's a lot of different opinions on it. For me, I think it's what you make it. Anything is what you make it, because people try to say like there's a small quantity or there's not many good women. I saw a post like that. There's not many good women out there, and I heavily disagree. It's just a matter of where you're looking and where you're at. You have to sometimes go outside of the dating app, go outside, go to a bar, go to a restaurant, go to different parts of your city, because different people live in different parts of the city. You know what I'm saying? And that's what my experience has been, where I know I can go to a spot somewhere, maybe like in Hollywood or Sherman Oaks or even Westlake. Anywhere you go, there's always different people with different backgrounds, with different stories to tell. It's a matter where you're looking and what you're interested in. You gotta also I feel like people have a way of showing what they're about and how they dress and how they carry themselves. And those are like signs without even having a conversation with them to know what they're about in a sense. And that's what I've learned. And I take that with me in everything I do.
Now you say that for yourself, but also for, let's say for women, that's a good pointer, that they speak with their attire, the way they put themselves together. That says
it's so
more
important.
than even words,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Like I had like I tell a little funny story.
Ooh, I love the story.
No,
I'm always asking for the story.
I mean, it's not about, it's about a woman, but I'm at the bar and there's a lady, she's piquing my interest. I know she, finds me attractive. It's kind of like a little eye thing we're doing. But then she has a moment where to me, it kind of said, okay, I think you're cute, but this is what I'm about, this is what I'm doing, this is who I am. And she puts her Chanel purse on the bar and then looks the other way, continues her conversation with her friends. And to me, that signified, okay, like, this is how I am. These are the things that I like. And it's not a bad thing. You can like, you know, your high-end handbags and things of that nature. But just that small gesture to me was like, okay. And then when I had the conversation with her and got to talking to her, it all lined up where like my thoughts were proven right. Not to say she's materialistic or anything like that, but if you're gonna step to her, you gotta step properly.
How was it proven right? Like, what is it that she said that prompted?
I mean, it's the way she talked about certain things, that like she got into the things that she likes, the places she likes to go, what she expects from her man and things of that nature, which is all okay. Don't get it wrong. It's all okay to, you know, have your likes, your wants, to, you know, have expensive taste, what people like to say. But sometimes some people aren't ready for it. Sometimes guys would like to bite off more than we can chew, or we can think we can go after that type of woman, when in actuality, that's not your place. That's not your space right now. If that's your space, by all means. But if not, you know, you kind of have to know where you're playing, what's the court, what is the basketball court looking like, who are you going up against right now? Because you know she can, you know,
but you know,
tell you a thing or two.
That's telling me, like, maybe a lot of people feel like they're alone and they can't find a mate because they may not know exactly what their lane is at this point in time. And sometimes, and I could tell you, you have to really ask yourself and check yourself. If you are not the person you want to be, and you do not have the things that you aspire to have, then for you to go after it solely, you got to understand, I believe one or two things could happen. Number one, you meet a wonderful guy, and like you said, he's not ready for it monetarily. Let's say he's not there yet, but he's working towards it. So you already X'd him out because he's not there, but you did not get to know this person that turn around later and they're on Forbes. You know what I mean? And then you may go after a guy that has it all, and he will entertain you for a little while, but then he looks at you and says, you're not the kind of woman I want to be with. I want to be with a woman who has it together, who's successful, and then he's doing to you what you did
to other men.
And then it's a cycle.
It's a cycle. That's the game we're in, and that's why I say at the end of the day, like, people, you know, they like to say LA is not a good city for it, but I tell you, I've met some great people in the city of LA. You know, you should have to go outside of the box. Maybe if your thing is going to that bar or restaurant or that lounge, and you're seeing that atmosphere, or that's what the climate is, go to the beach. You know, go to the park, go to the grocery store. Those are where you're going to meet those. Go to the gym. The gym, you're going to meet a lot of great people like that are like humble, down to earth, and like they're all striving for something, you know. So that, if anything, that's like the advice that I would give. That is a double-edged sword.
But like he said, well, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, repetitious behavior, and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
You need to change it up.
Yeah.
Even in business, we do the same thing. Okay, let's put the tables, let's arrange them differently, the products differently, get different flowers, whatever, what have you, and you get a different outcome. So it's the same thing in life, you know?
Yeah, most definitely.
And it all ties in, even regimens to take care of yourself and everything. So, well, I hope you learned a lot about this. Guess what? This video is going to be unedited. It's going out just like that. This is your last segment where you can talk about anything or ramble on, tell people, and it doesn't have to make sense. It just go whatever you're thinking.
Well, I just want to let you know that no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're from, you're a prize. You bring something to the table. And you can shop YoungXPrize at shopyoungprize.com, or check us out on Instagram at YoungXPrize. So that's YOUNGX Prize, PRIZE.
Okay, and that's a wonderful plug. Definitely check him out. And for me, it's Dayme Cosmetics Official. Think of the word day and me together. DAYME Cosmetics, plural, official. That's for Instagram, and DaymeCosmetics.com website. And yeah, you're really going to find absolute. Oh, one thing I love about him, the color palette. His color palette, like literally, he does a mint green. Like seriously, sometimes you see that vivid green or forest green, the mint green. I mean, that's elegance to the finest.
Yeah.
Ciao for now.
Ciao.
All right.